Hey there, party people. Did you miss me? Of course you did. I've been off gallivanting around the globe, battling dragons in Romania, hunting for lost treasure in Peru, and teaching kangaroos Agile in Australia. Alright, jokes aside, I have been traveling the world doing my usual, like unlocking these secrets of the consulting universe for you. I can't say I've been traveling the universe yet because we're not a multiplanetary species yet. But there is hope. Alright, let's dive into the nitty gritty of today's talk. First off, a quick request. Let's get interactive. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Let me know, can you even hear me in the first place? And, we're not just spreading knowledge here, we're starting fires. Metaphorical fires, of course. We definitely don't want to set off any sprinkler systems. But today, we are hitting the highway with our destination being how to build a Jenga tower of success. No, just kidding. We're out to teach you how to build a real tower of success, a strong one, not a Jenga tower. That's the worst kind of tower to build because, you know, some 3-year-old could come along at any moment and go boop, and then it all falls to pieces. Which is what a typical consultancy that Agile coaches end up creating typically is. They go for one client at a time. That's not stable. That's not any more stable than coaching full time, right? In fact, I'd say it's less stable, right? So we're going to talk about launching a consultancy that outshines full-time coaching. And I don't think any Jenga pieces were involved in the making of this episode, but you let me know. All right, you might be an Agile coach or consultant, and maybe you're feeling a bit like a hamster on a wheel, like you're running hard, not really getting anywhere. I chat with folks like you daily who often face the triad of tribulations, right? There's the feast or famine income roller coaster if you are consulting, or even if you're coaching and you're doing like consulting gigs, it's feast or famine there too, right? You might be experiencing the growth plateau that feels more like a sticky mousetrap, right? You're stuck. You can't get any higher. And maybe you're experiencing like client engagement that's about as reliable as Wi-Fi on a desert island. I don't know. You tell me. Have you been to a desert island? What's the difference between that and consulting? If you're not doing it right, maybe there isn't a difference. All right. Depending on, despite that you've done everything by the book, whatever the book means for you, like you're improving skills, attending conferences, even doing like, I don't know, interpretive dances to the Agile gods, maybe, but you're like still circling that same frustrating block. It's like being stuck in a bad reboot of Groundhog Day, only it's now June 21st. And this roundabout journey is costing you more than just your sanity, right? It's costing potential earnings and opportunities. But let's dust off those dream goggles. Imagine a world where you can pivot your coaching proficiency into a prosperous, dynamic consultancy. That's a career that not only gives you a steady paycheck if you're doing it the right way. There's many wrong ways to do it, but if you're doing it the right way, you get a steady paycheck, but also a chance to connect more profoundly with clients, right? Have you ever been in a coaching engagement and you just couldn't make headway because, like, leadership around the organization just wasn't bought in? Or, certain things weren't in place and you didn't have the ability to change the things that needed to be changed so that you could bring results to the organization. That's frustrating. And as an Agile coach, the best thing you could do to break free from that is to become a consultant. I know it doesn't sound natural, but when you're a consultant, you're coaching at the leadership level, and then you have buy-in all the way around, you can bring the change that you want to see in any organization. You have agency over the transformation. So if you're an Agile coach, you're ready to break free from your cage and you're wondering why you're not sprinting forward, I've got the keys to your hamster wheel right here. We'll unlock that baby and get you going. All right? So are you ready? Are you ready to buckle up and drive your coaching career into the flashy, profitable world of consulting? Ready to rev up your income, add turbo boost to your impact, and give your professional life a nitro injection? If that sounds like your kind of race, drop a vroom in the chat. Or maybe it's over there, I'm not sure. But drop a vroom in the chat, let me know that you're ready, and we'll dive in. So, in my experience, the biggest roadblock most Agile coaches face when shifting gears towards consulting and a consultancy of their own, not just consulting through some other big company that promises the world and takes a sliver of your pay cut, probably a lot more than a sliver. But what they're missing, it's like a big on the side. It needs to be like a big sign on the highway. It's this: stop coaching, start consulting. I know that sounds simple, but it doesn't have to be complicated. So let me say it again: stop coaching, start consulting. Do I need to say it one more time for the folks in the back? Stop coaching and start consulting. Now, that doesn't mean that you're actually going to stop coaching. I know I'm being a little provocative here, but I want you to get the concept. Stop full-time coaching and start doing things for yourself, because when you start doing things for yourself, you can do things for other with much higher impact. Do you actually want to get better results in your transformations? Then lead transformations. Which, by the way, isn't that difficult. You can use the skills you've gotten, you can use the results that you've gotten to find clients who are willing to pay you more than what you're earning now for less time than you're working now. That's one of the secrets, right? You want to build a consultancy that outshines full-time coaching. Stack multiple clients, working more per hour and fewer hours. If you stack, 3 or 4 clients, your stability is rock solid, and then you can begin to explore, how do I scale up from there? Because if you're doing it right, you're earning $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year solo. That's without any other coaches. You add other coaches in the mix, that's another level, right? If you're just getting started. Now, if you're already at that $500,000 a year, cool. Let's talk about how you strategize the expansion of your consultancy and bring on other coaches, right? 2 major potholes usually derail the journey of going from full-time coach to consultancy, though. What are they? What do you think they are? I'll give you a second to think. What are the 2 major potholes that usually derail the journey of going from full-time coach to stable income consultancy? It may not be what you think. So here's the way I see it. I call it skills tunnel vision. You've got your eyes glued to the skills mirror and you're missing the big business highway ahead, right? And this approach is like trying to drive in reverse, right? It limits your growth and it limits your earnings. Because if you've ever tried to drive a car in reverse, you can only go so fast. You can't go 60 miles an hour in reverse, right? Pothole number 2, one trick pony system, relying solely on one-to-one coaching, like one client at a time. And that's like sticking to the slow lane, right? You're missing the opportunity to scale up. And that leads to a bumpy ride on the income roller coaster, because you know that right lane is always bumpier than the fast lanes because that's where all the semi trucks are going, and there's so much. It's crowded. Like, stop the madness. All right, first things first. Let's dig into the first pothole on our road trip to this thing I'm calling Consultant City, right? And this pothole, as you know, is affectionately known as skills tunnel vision. I know we've all had that awkward moment when we're so focused on texting, right? And we walk straight into the lamppost, right? Or the glass door at the mall? No? Just me then? Okay. Well, that's precisely what skills tunnel vision is like. It's staring so intently at your coaching skills and your gig and your current one client on your phone that you're about to have like a rather uncomfortable meeting with the consultant opportunities lamppost or glass door. It's weird because there's a website called Glassdoor and they purport to tell you what an agile coach should make. If you're a commoditized coach, yeah, working full time, absolutely, it'll tell you what you make. But Glassdoor has no clue what's possible in the world of agile consulting. Growing an agile consultancy, right? I know people making 5 million a year. I'm not saying that that's you. It could be, and it's not going to happen this year. But you got to start somewhere if you have ambitions to grow beyond this limitation that you're currently experiencing in full-time coaching. In the world of agile coaching, it's easy to fall into the trap of becoming what I call a skill collector. You go to this certification, this conference, that conference, this meetup, that meetup. You're collecting skills, and you might be thinking that if you can just get one more certification, or maybe learn to coach while juggling flaming swords, or finally master the art of simultaneous translation into 16 languages, you'll hit the big time. Whatever you think that you're going to add to your skill set is going to help you hit the big time. Newsflash, that's like trying to improve your car's performance by adding more bumper stickers. One more for the road. It might look flashy, okay, but it's not going to get you to the finish line any faster. Right? It's not going to get you the big win that you're probably looking for in your career. See, while you're busy burying yourself under a mountain of skills, books, conference notes, we've all got that one drawer, right? That looks like the stationery store exploded. You know what I mean, right? You're missing out on the broader consulting landscape. And while coaching is like taking your client on a scenic one-on-one drive, consulting is more like directing an epic road trip for a bus full of clients. Who wants a bus full of clients? Put a bus in the chat right now if you're ready for a bus full of clients that, by the way, you can handle, right? Or build a support system of people who can help you handle it so that you can bring that income in, right? Because becoming too focused on your individual driving skills, the career changing, the mirror checking, the parallel parking, which is never perfect, right? All of that means that you're not looking up to see the open highway of consulting possibilities in front of you. So, instead of being a skill collector, consider becoming a scope expander. Throw away that magnifying glass. Grab a pair of binoculars instead. Look at the bigger picture and you'll see that there's a world out there beyond coaching. Yes, it involves coaching. I'm not saying get rid of coaching. Coaching is just a tool to help bring change in a world where your impact, your reach, and your income grow exponentially. And yes, that world might include flaming sword juggling if that's your thing, right? I'm not going to judge. But let's start by keeping your eyes on the road, shall we? All right, cool. Now, hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because we still need to navigate our way around pothole number 2, the notorious one-trick pony syndrome. Yes, it probably is a system, but yeah, All right, one-trick pony system. I know it sounds rare, like a rare medical condition, or maybe like a disappointing circus act. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up to see the one-trick pony. It can, well, it does this one trick, but it does it very well. All right, listen. If you're relying solely on one client coaching to fuel your career, you might feel like that one-trick pony. Your trick, the one-to-one coaching, is indeed magnificent. You've mastered it. Clients love it. And you can do it blindfolded, juggling flaming swords on a unicycle, probably. All right, maybe not the flaming swords on the unicycle part, but you get the idea. Now let's be honest with yourself. How many times can you perform the same trick before the crowd starts yawning? Right? That's where the one-trick pony approach falls short. You see, it's impressive for a little while, but it's also a little, how should I put this? Limited. You see, just like there are more tricks to teach a pony than just how to hop on one leg, not that I recommend teaching a pony this for safety reasons, of course, but there are many more ways to deliver value to your clients beyond one-on-one coaching. In the big top circus of consultancy, there are many other exciting acts to master, right? You could dazzle a crowd with training. You could captivate them with workshops, or even leave them awestruck with like open space, like facilitation gigs and things like that, right? So in other words, if you're stuck in the slow lane, relying solely on one-on-one coaching, one client at a time, is like driving a Ferrari in a school zone. Sure, you look great, but you're not using it to its full potential. You might be scaring the crossing guards. Is he gonna go? Is he not gonna go? Alright, so don't be a one-trick pony, okay? Unleash your inner consultancy unicorn. That's right, the mystical beast that dazzles clients with a variety of services, not just one. And you're doing it with multiple clients at the same time, building stability into your career while growing that income. That's how you gallop towards success. And remember, unicorns are far cooler than ponies, and they don't fall into potholes. All right, so to avoid falling into these potholes, I've got a 4-step GPS guide to guide you from coaching town to consultant city. That's right, we're going to go from coaching town to consultant city. Step 1 is map out your niche. Know your expertise and where you can make a detour in your career for maximum impact, right? You can't be all things to all people. Niche down. If you take nothing away from what I'm teaching you today, niche down. All right, step 2, plot a robust business route. Look beyond the narrow lane of coaching to find multiple revenue highways. You may need to test some stuff. You might need to take a detour here and there and try some stuff, right? Listen, there's a lot of construction right now in the economy, okay? So be open. Step 3, set the right tolls. Understand your value and price your services accordingly. And by the way, your value is only what you ask. And your value is only how you articulate why you're worth what you're worth. Okay? If they don't get it, you aren't going to get it. And when I say it, I mean that high earning potential, right? I teach my clients how to earn $250 an hour, $250 an hour, not $250K a year, $250 per hour, US, not monopoly money. All right, step 4, build sturdy bridges with clients. Long-lasting client engagement is your ticket to a smooth, profitable journey. Hope this makes sense. There's like 6 more steps in here, and we don't have that much time to get to all of them today, but these are the most important. All of them are important. But as we pull over to the end of our journey today, I have a speeding ticket for 5 of you. In fact, it's a speeding ticket where when we write it, I write you the speeding ticket, you can now speed with no fines, right? So I've got that for just 5 of you for a complimentary pit stop with me. I'm calling it 60 minutes to consultancy, and to snag this ticket, you need to be an Agile coach, revving up for growth. You need to feel like traditional coaching is a roundabout leading to nowhere. And 3, be ready to switch gears and take a fast lane highway to success. So if that's you, this 60 minutes to consultancy pit stop will turbocharge your journey towards 3 things. Probably more than 3 things, but definitely these 3 things. Steady and profitable earnings. A greater footprint in the Agile world, more impact, more influence, and durable client relationships. Relationships where clients easily say yes to anything you offer because it makes so much sense, because you're able to articulate that value so well. All right, if this sounds like you, if this is your kind of road trip, text the word road trip to 407-809-8499, and my pit crew or I will reach out to schedule this transformational session. I'll put the number up here in a minute, but buckle up, put on your favorite driving tunes, and let's hit the road to Consultancy City. I'm excited to be your co-driver on this exciting journey, and remember, it's not about the destination, but also the ride. But what good is the ride if you can't arrive at a killer destination in the end, eh? All right, cool. Thanks for hopping in today. Can't wait to hear your pit stop stories on our next adventure. Until then, take care, and I'll catch you in the chat.